Going live.
Hi, my name is Ian. I'm 14 years old, and this is my podcast that breaks down financial news into understandable knowledge for everyone. Today, I have my dad, a chartered financial analyst, on the show. This basically means that he is qualified to discuss money and advise people on it. Let's get right into it. So, recently we received the Amazon annual report in the mail. What is this, and what's in it?
Okay. So yeah, and as you can see, this is an annual report from Amazon. This is typically a report which most of these companies will send to shareholders, and I am one of the shareholders. And I get shares because I'm investing in Amazon. I'm an employee with Amazon. I get RSUs as a result of it. So I have a couple of shares of Amazon. So this is a report which they will send out to every shareholder, and it's a very important document which comes out every year. It tells you a good story about how the company performed and also some of the key metrics.
Yeah, so I have heard that in annual reports, there's letters from the CEOs typically, and this year the letter from Andy Jassy was spectacular and definitely something to read. What's some of your favorite parts in it?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like most of the CEOs will write a letter, at least a section in the annual report telling about the company performance. That's their way to brief the investors about how the company performed. And one of the very famous ones you would have heard and you would probably read because of your interest in investing is from Warren Buffett. Like he used to write an annual shareholder letter. People actually used to wait for the letter to come out. And this in 2025, Andy Jesse's letter is very informative. He talks about the evolution of Amazon, how he has learned, and what are the different principles and the different growths which have happened in the company. So I would definitely recommend reading it.
Yeah, so also I've noticed that it's a pretty thick document. There's a lot of numbers in it. What's something that you suggest that people can do while they're reading to help get a sense of what it's actually about?
Yeah, so most of these annual reports they have something called as a Form 10K. So that gives like some of the key performance metrics of a company, and you can use that to deep diver into the company. Second thing which they do with the annual reports is they're also taking opinion of the shareholders about different proposals. In fact, 50 of shareholders can get and put together a proposal in front of a board to discuss. And you can see like there are the different proposals which are in front of an Amazon board and which they are taking feedback from the shareholders.
Cool, that's interesting. Are there any other companies that release an annual report?
Yeah, so I think one which we talked about earlier, like Berkshire, is a good one. I think it's always very informative to look at the annual report of banks because they will not only give you good information about the banks themselves or like JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, but they are a very good harbinger of the overall status of the economy. So I think those are really good ones to read as well. And I would highly recommend reading the one from JP Morgan Chase with Jamie Dimon talks about the performance of JP Morgan Chase, and in fact, he talks about everything economy.
That's interesting. So that was my dad. He's a chartered financial analyst, and today we were talking about the Amazon annual report.
Yeah,
We'll see you.
thanks for having me on the show. I think this was very helpful, and it is great, and that is my objective to share some of the knowledge.